Hello, friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nonye Ononubu, and I am your real estate tutoress. On this channel, I bring you the best tips and tools to getting your real estate license. Also, answer any questions you may have about the process. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. All right. So, help me grow this channel so that it reaches more people. Thank you all who have subscribed already. Those of you leaving comments, those of you who have passed. I'm so happy for you. And those of you still on the process, all right, just go watch some of my other videos, especially the ones I talk about how to test, right? Because sometimes you know the material, but you're realizing that you're not answering the questions properly. So do go back and watch some of the older ones. I'll leave some of the links in the description for you so that you can easily find them and jump on them. Today's video, I just wanted to also address a math problem. So a lot of people math is one section of the exam that they have a lot of anxiety with. And again, what I like to say is with math, there are steps in the process. So you want to make sure that you understand the question fully. If you don't understand the question, you're probably not going to solve it properly. And sometimes people overthink stuff. So when you're actually testing, you may even want to relate that question to your life so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Because what I've noticed is some people, even before attempting the question, they're already just overwhelmed and they already feel like they can't answer it. So you already feel like, I don't know this stuff. So you're blocking your brain from even trying to figure it out. So you need to just realize, hey, I can do this. All right. I have enough in this question to get this thing right. That's what you want to be thinking. There is always enough in the question to get it right. So there is enough in that question for you to get it right. So begin to think that I can solve math. I can do math problems. Math is not my problem. And then your brain will begin to believe that and you begin to see ways to solve problems. All right. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And we're going to dive right in now into the math question. A property sold for $600,000. The borrower had 75% loan to value ratio and was charged a 2% loan origination fee and 3 discount points. If there were no closing costs, how much will this buyer bring to closing? Okay, so first things first, you go back to the last sentence because that's the actual question. If there were no other closing costs, how much will this buyer bring to closing? So what do we have to work with? We have the property price, okay, what it's sold for. We have their loan to value ratio. So how much of the value of the property did they get as a loan? So they got 75% of the value as a loan. That's your loan to value ratio, meaning they put 25% down and got a loan of 75% of the property's value. What were they charged? 2% loan origination fee, 3 discount points. So in your studying, you've probably come across these two terms in your financing chapter. So loan origination fee, discount points. First thing you need to do is find the loan amount. Then we find the down payment. Once we know the down payment and the loan amount, then we can use the loan amount to calculate the origination fee. We can also use the loan amount to calculate the discount points. And then finally, the question is, how much will this person have to bring to closing? So step 5, we're going to add up what we find in number 2, number 3, and number 4. If you're doing this along with me, pause the video, go back to the slide, okay? Try to solve this and then continue on to see if you got it right, okay? Trust yourself, like I said, you can do it. Just follow these steps. All right, so if you're ready, let's look at the solution. So first step, we need to find the loan amount. So I already told you the loan is 75% of the purchase price. So 75% of $600,000 is $450,000. And with the loan amount, we can find the down payment. So the down payment is the $600,000 minus the loan amount of $450,000, and that gives you $150,000. Step 3, loan origination fee, 2%. Okay, so that is $450,000 times 2%, and that gives you $9,000. Discount points. 3 discount points is also 3% of the loan amount. So if you notice, the way you find the loan origination fee and the way you find the discount points, same math, right? So discount points, 3% of the loan amount. So $450,000 multiplied by 3%, and that gives you $13,500. All right, so step 5 is where we add everything together. So we're adding our down payment of $150,000. We're adding the loan origination fee of $9,000. We're adding the discount points of $13,500. And if, again, there were no other closing costs, this buyer will be bringing $172,500 to the closing table. So that's why when you're doing math, always make sure that you go back to the question and know what they're asking you to find. Because some people, when they're solving this, they will find the loan origination fee, they will find the discount points, they'll add those two together and pick that answer and keep going. But no, the question says, how much would this person bring to closing? So you got to remember, they also need to bring their down payment to closing. And that's why we're going to add $150,000, $9,000, and $13,500 to get our entire amount the buyer has to bring to closing. All right, so that is how you will solve this if you get this a question like this on the exam. Now, what I've noticed in a lot of the practice questions is on the exam, they will give you, for example, the 9,000 plus 13,500. You'll add those two together, and that will be one of the options. So if you don't read the question properly, you see that answer and pick it because you think, oh, that's what I got. And so every time you solve a math problem, once you get your answer, go back to the question and check to see if you solved for what they were asking. Okay, make sure you solve for what they were asking. Another way people get into trouble is the question will be an annual question, but then the answer is monthly. So you have to divide your answer by 12 to get the right answer. So if you don't divide by 12, you're going to pick the wrong answer and move on. So always go back and read the last sentence again before you pick your answer and move on to the next question. All right, so just as a recap, always read the question carefully. Know that it's going to be steps, all right? And know that everything you need to solve that math problem is in that question, all right? Everything you need to solve that math problem is in that question. And then once you're done solving, right, go back and read the final sentence in the question to make sure that you are solving for what they really asked you to solve for, right? That you did the entire problem properly and that your answer is actually what they asked you to solve for. So with that, we've come to the end of today's lesson. Hope this was beneficial to you. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, please do that. Help me grow this channel and reach other people. Also, feel free to share this channel with your friends, your classmates, so that we can all succeed. Because when everyone is succeeding, we're all succeeding, all right? There's room for everybody. Okay, so until next time, thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next video.